Good morning, and thank you for joining us for SBB Live. I am your host and the publisher of Seniors Blue Book, Amanda Barton, and I'm delighted today to bring on one of my dear friends, Greg Madsen, who is over at the Opal at Cape Coral. How are you this morning, Greg?
I'm great. Good morning. Thanks for having me, Amanda.
Fantastic. Now, our readers, our listeners, they want to know about Greg. So let's talk about yourself, how you got into this amazing industry, and just a little bit of your background before we dive into the Opal.
Sure, absolutely. My journey is far from senior living. I actually went to college and I got my master's degree in administration. And when I moved down to Fort Myers, I really wanted to get into college level. But I wanted to be in more of the offices and do admissions directing. So for folks, starting college, looking at college to kind of do that kind of route. So, when you look for jobs, you look online and you look for admissions director. Admissions director came up, not knowing that that's what you call people that work in skilled nursing. And I saw something and there was an opening at Winkler Court. And this was many, many years ago. So I decided that I guess I really would try that because I always had such a close relationship with all four of my grandparents. And by that time in 2010, I had lost all my grandparents. So this, I hate to say it, but it helped fill the void. I knew that, I was very fortunate that my grandparents didn't have to go to a nursing home at any time, except for like rehab, but I wanted to be there and help guide families through it. And that's how I started. It was actually, I hate to say by accident, but it was. I kind of fell into admissions director job at Winkler Court, thinking I was going to be finding something in the college level, but I'm so glad I didn't. I'm glad I went this route and I love it.
I love doing these interviews so much, Greg, because your story is quite parallel to mine, as far as falling into it by accident, and just having a special relationship with your grandparents. When I was a little girl, when I would visit my grandparents in Sun City Center, I actually would go to the country club and hang out with my grandfather and his older gentleman friends when my cousins were out trying to find trouble.
It's true. And people joke about it. I always felt so bad for folks that saw their grandparents as somebody that they had to go see, or it was more of an obligation. I mean, my paternal grandfather, my dad's dad, we were, when he passed, I told people I lost like my best friend. Like he was my best friend. We did a lot together. And we would just hang out. I mean, and that was the coolest thing. So I wish more people had that relationship with their grandparents, because like and I know it's recent for you, but you just never know what time you have left with them. And when they're gone, they're gone. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But now we get to work with grandparents every day, which is awesome.
It is so awesome. And funny story for me, my great grandmother actually lived at the Aston Gardens in Sun City Center, Florida.
Oh, wow.
So when I would go visit her, I had no idea that would end up being my very first job in senior living.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
See, it's full circle. And then, just to see the behind the scenes. And I think for anybody out there that's in this industry, that's been on the other side of it, it speaks volumes when you sit down with a family that you've been on that side of the table.
Absolutely.
Empathy goes a long ways.
For sure. Well, tell me, I love, like I said, I love these stories and getting to know people on a personal level, because I never knew that about you. So that's fantastic. Now you're at the Opal at Cape Coral. You guys just did a really amazing remodel, and you have some big news for us. So talk to me about the Opal at Cape Coral and what you have going on over there.
So a lot of people, just that they're not familiar, they might know our building as Juniper Village, which it was for many years, but for about almost 2 years, this March will be the Opal at Cape Coral. It's a very small company. We have 6 buildings, and they have just put so much into this building. The building was very beautiful, boutique-like, but they've really put some nice touches on it, because a lot of people don't know that this was one of the original hotels when Cape Coral was formed in the 1960s. This building was built in 1968. as a hotel for those visiting and building their new homes down here. So renovation wise, we have just really modernized the facility. The community looks great. It's fresh with the new colors, new hardwood floors, new dining room, new furniture. So it really has put that modern touch on it, but still with the just amazing boutique, small community feel to it, which a lot of people are looking for and need that small, quaint home-like atmosphere, so it's not so overwhelming when they move into assisted living. And yes, we do have big news.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
We
do.
have
I want to
huge
hear the
news.
news.
This has been a long time coming, and there's such a need for memory care out there. And we knew that that was a need in the building and need for this community in Cape Coral. So we have just opened up a 24-bed memory care. And the thing about this memory care, and I've worked in different communities and how special memory cares are, just for folks who have some sort of diagnosis of dementia. It doesn't have to necessarily be Alzheimer's, but something where they would benefit more from a secure environment, or just a smaller environment with that different touch, that different way of approach that a lot of people with memory care cognition issues really need. So we did open that, and we're just thrilled. We're really thrilled to have it because it's going to benefit a lot of people.
And it has been a long time coming for sure. And your unique small boutique style of a community is what makes you so incredibly special. And I know that you're going to tailor that into your memory care community as well. Now we are looking to the future.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing virtual tours, or how can someone take advantage of getting to see?
Both, actually. We can do virtual tours. We have a virtual tour. We actually just reshot a virtual tour with a professional company with drones and all that good stuff. So that will be available online very soon. But also we are giving on campus tours.
Perfect.
So if somebody, we are having walk-ins because we want to schedule them where, around meal times and around large activities. They're a little bit different. It's not the full tour. But we get to show you the models. We get to come inside and come to the office. But we're trying to make the best of what's going on with COVID, and still being able to come into the building is a big step for us. So we are more than happy to have people in there just with an appointment, and we'll show them what we have here.
Now, Greg, I understand that there are very few communities in Southwest Florida that work with a Medicaid diversion program, but your community is one of those. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We work with Florida Community Care, which is sometimes known as FCC, Medicaid, FCC Medicaid. Even without the Medicaid, I think one of the things that we really focused on, because with the need for memory care in Southwest Florida, there aren't folks sometimes that can afford the prices that memory care brings.
You're absolutely right.
And that's horrible that they would benefit from a memory care, but the finances just don't add up. So just to let you know, even without the Medicaid, we have just two prices in our memory care. For a shared apartment, which some people benefit from being in a shared apartment and financially and socially, it's $3,200 a month, all inclusive. That includes your level of care, your medication management. And then if you do want your own apartment, you want a private apartment, it's $4,200, all inclusive. So that will really help. It is very competitive, and it's going to help folks that maybe can't afford the $6,000-7,000 a month. But with that said, that's the private pay price. If you are eligible for Medicaid, absolutely, that'll absolutely help you with that price, and that's going to even open the doors for more folks that would benefit from memory care.
Sure. Now, your community, even aside from memory care, you take Medicaid assisted living section as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, right now, I mean, we don't have anybody Medicaid in the memory care, but in our assisted living, we have quite a few, and it's just wonderful to see the relief on some of the family members' faces, because it's like they feel like they have to go somewhere that's not going to be suitable for their loved one if they think that's what Medicaid will only offer, and that's not true.
Yeah.
we will work with them, and FCC is amazing to work with us and with the families. So it's just a win-win situation for everybody.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I just appreciate your friendship so much, your support through Seniors Blue Book, and all of the great things that you do on a personal level, through philanthropy-wise and with the Opal to support our community. And I just appreciate your time this morning.
Well, you know, I adore you, Amanda, and I really appreciate you having me on. I really do.
Thank you so much, Greg. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.